Yeah, I was yeah, we live now. Yeah, I was ready before, but I had to do something real quick. But yeah, as far as this fight leading up to this Josh Taylor fight, I'm gonna get straight into it. I knew that he had a chance of losing this fight because just me knowing at 147, many people can't make that jump from 40 to 47. That's a hard jump to make. That's why a lot of boxing fans don't know it. Most people can't go from 40 to 47 and dominate. I'm talking about dominate. They can look good at 47, leaving 40, but Danny Garcia looked good at 47, leaving 40. Um, I would say at certain points he did dominate, but it wasn't like what people would compare it to, like what Terrence Crawford did or something. Like when you leave 40, it's just a different type of situation. It get a little difficult at 47. That's why the whole time when he was on pound for pound, I'm like, okay. Then you see the work that Haney is doing. Then he just fought Ramirez, who most people would consider one of the toughest fights Taylor had. So Taylor has two guys on his two toughest fights. Is two guys that Haney beat. And look at the accolades and the how people look at Josh Taylor. Turn myself down a little bit. Look at how they look at Josh Taylor. They look at Josh Taylor like um they call him pound for pound. I heard a lot of people saying years ago, and I've always said this ever since this has been going on. Ever since this been said, people said Josh Taylor would have beat Terrence Crawford. That was the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard somebody say in the past 10 years of me watching boxing. And you have these people walking around right now with their chests out. The most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in boxing the last 10 years has been somebody saying Josh Taylor beat Terrence Crawford and Terrence Crawford ducking Josh Taylor. Yeah, that was actually said. People actually said Terrence Crawford was ducking Josh Taylor. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's when I knew the biasness was in at that point because you got Haney fighting Prograis, now Ramirez. If you go look at Ramirez and Josh Taylor fight, how did that fight look? Most people don't know, but they'll tell you how Ramirez and Haney look. And while we at it, what the pay-per-view numbers at? I'm still looking for the pay-per-view numbers for that fight. I haven't heard anything. Man, I'm telling you, bro. I haven't heard anything about pay-per-view numbers in probably 2 months. So we not doing that now? Pay-per-view numbers is not a thing no more. Okay, cool. Back to the Josh Taylor thing. The dude fought Ramirez, Prograis, and they said pound for pound. Now, the guy is basically on the pound for pound for beating Prograis and Ramirez, two Americans. Haney does the same thing. No pound for pound status, though. People saying no pound for pound. I haven't heard any people saying that. And people said Josh Taylor can beat Terrence Crawford. They actually ran around and said that. They actually want you to forget that. And they still running around trying to hey, why the truth in boxing is just so hard to tell? Boxing is good enough to where you can actually tell the truth. You ain't gotta hype nothing up. The real beef, they really got real beef in boxing. Guys ain't faking it. A lot of people ain't faking it. You know, some people really don't like each other. And that's cool. You ain't gotta fake no beef or whatever. It is what it is. You can be friends with a guy and still have a situation like what Tank and Lamont Roach got right now, where they're gonna get back in the ring and run it back. I think the fans is more agitated with that situation than Roach and Tank is. I mean, they cool. I don't hear nothing about, man, we ain't friends no more. I think the fans more agitated by that, but yeah, when it comes to guys like Josh Taylor in the sport of boxing, yeah, he's definitely gotten a lot of credit, which is crazy to me. But people that walk around and be like, yeah, we'll give him credit, but we ain't gonna give nobody like Wilder credit. Man, you crazy as hell. What? Man, please. Yeah, I'll talk about boxing to myself then. I'm not finna be listening to nobody talk about how Josh Taylor is uh, a big thing in boxing. Oh, yeah, a guy like Wilder, he ain't. Man, I ain't finna hear nobody talk like that no more. Them days over with. These dudes trying to rewrite history, and I just don't want to hear that stuff no more. I'm good on that. It's too many people trying to build fighters up based off of somebody else, and man, let these guys live on their own and do their own thing. Make your own name. They always trying to attach somebody to somebody else. I'm gonna tell you something else too. Every time I see somebody trying to attach somebody to somebody without doing it on their own first and proving themselves, we gonna call that out first. That's gonna be my new thing. Before anybody try to attach themselves to somebody else and build their name up, so later on we ain't gotta be like, oh man, he was hyped up. Nah, we ain't gotta get to that point. And then people want to say, oh, well, Teofimo beat Josh Taylor. Okay. Well, Haney beat the same people that Josh Taylor beat. And? But you don't want to give him credit. Nah, we ain't doing that. Nope. Not even going to do it. Then they want to act like they don't remember this guy losing to Cambosis. No way. Catterall. Then the first fight. Come on. What are we talking about? Then you got guys really fighting dangerous fights out here. We got guys that's 26, 27 that got the same kind of resume as this guy. And he was on pound for pound with that same resume. And they don't want to respect it. Like, for real, what are we talking about? Are they serious? People talking about resumes out here in boxing? Yeah, that's going to stop. I'm not even going to lie. That's stopping. That's probably already saying nothing about no resumes recently. A lot of that talk starting to stop. Because as we seen last year, it's only certain people that's ready to run it back to back with hard fights. People can say what they want about Keyshawn Davis, but he's hopping in the ring with De Los Santos. They'll be like, oh, well, he's Andy Cruz. Well, tell Andy Cruz to jump in the ring with De Los Santos. I like to see that. Until then, I don't know. Yeah. All I know is professionals. I don't know about the amateurs. But I see this a lot in boxing. They will give a lot of other guys credit, but not the ones who really sell the tickets. Then they want to give other guys, oh, well, this guy's a big name. Oh, look at his pay-per-view numbers. We talking about dudes bringing back heavyweight divisions and everything else and not giving credit? And you a boxing expert? What? Who brought back heavyweight division? Where? Not the guys that's at home right now thinking about hanging it up. No, not them. Can't be them. I know the fans they set up here told me that guys that's at home right now talking about hanging it up brought back the heavyweight division. I know they ain't been telling me that. Come on now. Yeah, they've been saying that. Yeah, Terrence Crawford would have ended Josh Taylor's career, man. Real talk. That was actually a fight they wanted to put together. No disrespect, but this is why when people were referring to Josh Taylor versus Teofimo Lopez, I said I wasn't impressed. This is the reason why. People thought I was hating because I said I wasn't impressed with Teofimo going life and death with Josh Taylor. And for some reason, people like, oh, you hating. How am I hating? I'm talking about the standard that y'all are holding them to. Pound for pound? How do I sound crazy? Y'all holding them to pound for pound status. And they looking like that? Come on now. People say, oh man, you ain't giving Teofimo credit for Josh Taylor win. Bro, y'all don't even know who Josh Taylor lost to yesterday. Don't even know the guy. Never seen the guy box before a day ever. But he on pound for pound, no. They throw guys on pound for pound like it's an alley-oop in basketball. Yeah, facts. 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 I already know. Facts. I already know. I already know. Appreciate that, G. I already know. Everybody subscribe to Flat Out TV too, man. But pound for pound status, come on now. Like, what are we doing? And I like Josh Taylor. I'm telling you, I'm a Josh Taylor fan. Uh, he don't turn down no smoke. He was actually one of the first guys to jump in the ring with Regis program. So it ain't like I'm just over here like going in on him. I'm just talking about as far as the status that others put him on. It's not his fault that he was put on pound for pound. He's not in charge of if he goes on there or not. He's actually one of the only fighters last year that actually said the toughest style matchup is a guy like Haney. Yeah, he's actually one of the only guys that said that. So he's a boxing realist. So yeah, this definitely nothing towards him. I'm talking about as far as people saying that he can squash Terrence Crawford and Terrence Crawford's ducking him. Bro, that's far apart the truth. It is what it is. Terrence Crawford ducking him? No. Never happened. Yeah, never happened before. That guys, people don't even want to tell the truth about it. That's why some of these boxers, man, you just got to put him. He would be a great commentator though, because he's not going to go out there and pick sides. He'll actually tell the truth. Is he finished? No, I don't think he's finished. I think more so he's probably wasted his good years running back the Catterall fight and other stuff. But at the same time, the statuses people are putting him at, come on, man. What I'm saying, I'm gonna tell you right now. Every day, I've been covering boxing for a while now. Every day, I see somebody at a high level of boxing, whether it's a professional boxer. It's only 300 and some days out the year. It's a lot of people on earth. It's a lot of professional boxers that's boxed before. It's a lot of referees that's refereed before. It's a lot of judges. It's a lot of promoters that have been in the game. It's a lot of trainers that have been in the game. Everybody says something every day. Usually, everybody comes out and slander Deontay Wilder's name. But they'll sit out here and respect guys that ain't did nothing for the sport, fought one or two guys. And they say, "Oh, we respect all fighters in boxing." No, bro, cut it out, man. Oh, I respect him because he got in the ring. I respect them as a boxer. They don't respect these guys as boxers. I don't care. I don't care who it is. The standard right now, it's been set already. I've seen it already. The standard been set already. What Birdman said, I said it already. Yeah, they super capping out here. We got dudes bringing back whole divisions, and we throwing guys who beat two Americans on pound for pound. Yeah, he beat two Americans. Throw him on pound for pound. Okay, guys been doing that. Top. Okay, what's up? What's impressive about that? We doing that on the regular. And yeah, he never started though. Yeah, what's going on, Abdul? He never started though. As far as pound for pound, he's never been pound for pound status. He's never been pound for pound status. Not for me. Not to say he was a bad fighter or nothing. Trust me, to be the level he was at, he was elite. He's not a. Oh, shout out to John, man. What's going on, John? Shout out to everything about John. Yeah, but shout out to Abdul as well. Yeah, he. I ain't saying he a bum or nothing like that. I'm not going that far. I'm just saying, as far as the elite level pound for pound, we only get 10 fighters that go on pound for pound. 10 fighters. We got guys that been in pay-per-views and everything that's not on pound for pound status. Ever. We got guys that sold pay-per-views that's never been on pound for pound. What? And Josh Taylor going on there? Man, please. That's why I don't even talk about pound for pound no more. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm like, nah, I'm straight on pound for pound. I'm all right on that. Because we seen how good Program was against Catterall. That's when I knew right then, okay, it don't matter at this point. After Program fought Haney, it don't matter how good he looks against somebody else because they're not gonna want to give him credit just off the fact that he looked bad against Haney. I mean, I see it, man. They can't play me. They can't fool me. The truth is a lot better than a lie. Trust me. But trying to rewrite history, nah, man, come on. These people said Terrence Crawford was ducking Josh Taylor, man. Do y'all understand this? The Terrence Crawford, who went out there and did what he did at 147. First person, the only person to stop Sean Porter. Ever. Same Sean Porter that's fought Usyk. They know all this already. Yeah, man. He was ducking Josh Taylor at 140. Man, Terrence Crawford could have been fought Matias at 140 and Josh Taylor. And how you think that would have went? Do anybody think that Terrence Crawford was ducking Matias and Josh Taylor at 140? Saying, was Terrence Crawford ducking this man at 140? This is important to talk about in history. History says a lot of people think that Josh Taylor was a huge threat to this man at 140. Those headlines were used to sell tickets at a certain point. Did those headlines help Terrence Crawford or hurt him? He said, "Do you think Regis should retire right now? And what you think about this Floyd Schofield fight coming up? As far as Regis Prograis, no, I think Regis Prograis can still fight. No, I don't think he should retire. I think Regis Prograis should still fight. No, Regis Prograis is not a problem. No, Regis Prograis is always in a good fight. He's not getting destroyed in a lot of fights. And to the point where he's like, I mean, he's saying the retirement, but I'm not looking at somebody like, oh man, he's just nah. I think Regis Prograis can still box. I've always thought Regis Prograis was a real deal. Before he fought Josh Taylor, I thought he was a good fighter. Trust me, coming from the areas he come from, it ain't too many boxers coming from where he from. The rest of these guys, where they from, it's a million boxers coming from where they from. Where he's from, it ain't no boxers coming from where he from. So he got to be the real deal. But no, I don't think he should retire. He's not a bum like that. Like to the point where he should be thinking about retirement. But I mean, that's him though. If he wants to retire, maybe he should. But no, I think he still can go at it. He said, as far as the Floyd Schofield fight, to be honest with you, how do I say this? I mean, I was defending Floyd Schofield performance after his last fight he had. A lot of people were saying that he was trash and everything else. But at this time right now, he's just gonna have to prove it to me as far as in the ring before I mention what he can do or anything else. Like I haven't, as far as him going against Tevin Farmer, he hasn't shown to me that he'll be able to go in there and beat it. Got to prove it as far as, you know. At that point, you know, we're talking about a guy going in there having a better performance than Williams and Pater after he fought Tevin Farmer twice. So, yeah, he's just gonna have to go in there and prove it. I know you got the situation with the Shakur thing, and you know, I know guys still trying to promote or whatever, but at this point right now, it's a lot of people already, you know, tuning in, trying to see what's going on. Ring, just not there for me right now. As far as it's other prospects around his same age, they're not getting the, I would say, accolades like him. But there's other fighters that's around his age that's doing better than him. Yeah. So to me, he just got to prove it. Like as far as everything else, it's cool, but it's other fighters right now that's at his age, better fighters too, and younger fighters too, better than him. Would most people say that he's better than Carmel Moulton right now? It's a good question. He said a few fights don't make you. I don't know what that means. And winning some belts. Yeah. He said. He said, "I want the bag." No, I mean the fighters want to fight. The promoters, they feel like they gotta build these guys up, but you ain't gotta do all that. All you gotta do is make the fights happen. See, right now, ain't nobody gotta build up Lamont Roach. All he had to do was fight. Lamont Roach ain't had to build up nothing. All he did was jump in the ring, made the fight happen, signed the contract, It is what it is. Now he celebrate his rewards. People talking about some, oh, why you celebrating? Because he won. That's why. Everybody know it. That's the problem. The fighter's gonna fight. Josh Taylor has not shown me any reason why he hasn't fought any other people. It probably hasn't happened, but they ain't fighting. And the promoters, that fall on the promoters. If you look at Josh Taylor's resume, he should have had way more different names on there than what it was at this point. Fury the same way, Joshua the same way. You know, people ain't gonna say it. I don't know why, which is weird. Until that change in boxing, boxing is gonna be a lower level sport until the truth about that. Like, wow, it's crazy. Like, is this one of the only sports where telling the truth is actually like that hurts the sport? Like, what is that about? Until that changes, yeah, the sport is not gonna grow, man. It's just not. It's just not, man. We just had Liam Cameron out to go out there, fight hard, everything else. After a long layoff, career on the line. Man, I ain't trying to hear that, man. I ain't showing nobody no favoritism out here. You got dudes out here really fighting for their careers. Everybody don't get rich in boxing. Yeah, man. I don't know if people know it or not. It's a lot of people that are out here that box. We ain't got time to be hyping nobody up. That's the crazy part. Like, why do we need to hype anybody up right now? That's like turkey out of sheet. Like, man, let me try to hype these fighters up real quick. For what? There ain't no reason to. Make the fight. That don't work. Make the next fight. Guess who got to make it happen? It's on the fighter to make it happen right now. Everybody said, "Oh, the recent fights was boring. Canelo was boring in the last fight." Well, he got to come out the next fight to make it happen. Fans can't fight for you. Yeah, they can't fight for you, man. Them days of guys thinking everybody gonna cover for them, nah. You gotta go out here and fight now. That's why I said I haven't been really talking about, trying to talk bad about nobody because it's not talking bad. It was just throwing out some warning shots. Hey, man, I see this, I see that. T.O. beating Josh Taylor, not that impressive to me. I just see. Oh, T.O. talking about fighting Jerron Anderson at 147. I don't think him or Josh Taylor look good at 47. Like John said, let me put what John said already. Said it already. I probably gotta get that on here too. That's gonna be a soundbite. I ain't gonna play no sound bites today. But yeah, we can enjoy the sport by just talking about the facts, man. You ain't gotta hype people up. Josh Taylor he still got guys like Ramirez and Teofimo on his resume, so he gets respect for jumping in the ring. Like, you do get respect for that, especially at that level. He could have been like, I'm good. Trust me. I just seen guys turn down fights where I'm like, bro, you turned down that? That guy ain't even that tough. So yeah, Josh Taylor do be taking some tough fights now. His resume amongst others still stands strong, but as far as the standard that everybody's putting out there, bro, the standard that everybody's been putting on boxing lately, I'm not being extreme. I'm actually being very nice right now. I'm being honest. I'm actually being very nice. This is a guy people said was running from. Terrence Crawford was running from. Like that is disrespectful. If we want to talk about disrespect, saying Terrence Crawford was running from Josh Taylor was very disrespectful. It did not help promote his profile in boxing. If people were saying, "Oh, why people don't know who Terrence Crawford is?" Because you guys were running around talking about he was ducking Josh Taylor. Oh, we should have fought Josh Taylor at 140 and did what? Turn him into powder? Get out of here. Are we serious? Dude finna fight Canelo next. Do y'all think Josh Taylor would jump in the ring with Canelo and do anything right now? No. Yeah, they think we just gonna go out here and just throw our people say, yeah, it's just my opinion. I know. That's cool, but bro, you slandering certain fighters now at this point. Like you didn't see this coming? Like what's going on? It's a difference between slander and it's just my opinion. Like they try to use that to be like, yeah, that's why I'm slandering this guy. Do anybody see anybody saying anything about this Taylor fight? No, you don't, because it be slander. It don't be opinions. They don't got no opinion about this fight. I ain't even watched the fight. I already knew the dude was gonna lose. I couldn't watch it. I was busy. I already knew he was gonna lose. I seen it early in the week. I'm like, man, this is a 147 fight. Yeah, a lot of people knew he was gonna lose. I ain't even gonna lie to you. A lot of people knew 147 was too big for him. And the people who really watch him, they knew what time it was. Let's be honest. They already knew. The writing was on the wall. So I'm gonna give everybody a warning right now. Cause I be throwing warnings out there. I don't know why everybody don't be catching on. And yeah, shout out to Aaron too, man. Appreciate that, my dog Aaron. But I don't know why people don't be catching on, but I'm gonna say this. Teofimo Lopez at 147. Bro, I'm telling y'all are just talking. I'm just gonna say that. Him at 147, okay. All right. Okay. They talking about him at 147 now. And Josh Taylor's only 34. He's not an old man. So I see everybody talking about the retirement talk. Bro, he looked good recently. He's not been getting dominated and no fights. He's just not a super pound for pound. It's only 10 spots, man. We have like 10 divisions in boxing. More than that. How many divisions they got in boxing? Like 50. I used to know the number, but I've been on MMA lately, so I'm kind of keeping up with their number a little more. My bad. But how many divisions it is? Pound for pound? Then we got guys that still boxing till they 40. So look at you got guys from that's 16, 17, all the way up to 40 something. Yeah, let's put him on pound for pound. He says for a team of welterweight belt. Yeah, they getting out of hand with them belts, man. They getting out of hand with them belts. I'm gonna be real with you. It's a lot of dudes retiring without really fighting somebody. That's getting out of hand. It's a lot of guys retiring without really fighting anybody. What's crazy is if you Anthony Joshua right now, you'll be like, man, you know what? He should be fighting somebody like Zhang next. This dude ain't a this dude ain't George Foreman age. This dude ain't Bernard Hopkins at 50 years old. This dude in his 30s, like in mid 30s. They like, yeah, he should hang it up. Now y'all want these dudes? Nah, let them go out here and do what everybody else been doing. Everybody else, when they lose, they keep fighting. Now when guys lose, yeah, retire. Nah, don't protect him. Nah. You trying to protect him from getting a whooping. Nah, he gotta get this spanking. You know how the big brother be like, nah, you can't hit my little brother. Nah, get out the way. Before you get one too. That's what's going on right now. Oh, just retire. Nah. Everybody else been losing. Yeah, they just think the B-side fighters can lose. That's it. When the A-side fighters lose, yeah, he should just retire. I'm not used to seeing him lose. Oh, okay, that's your problem. He gonna keep losing. You said he was that guy, right? All right, he gonna have to fight through this like everybody else did. He said it was a team move belt. Fight for a nothing belt. That's crazy. Fight for a belt in that fight. At 47, first fight. At 147. Terrence Crawford go out there beat Jeff Horn. They like, man, what he doing at 47? Who is that? Jeff Horn. Same Jeff Horn that went the distance with Manny Pacquiao. They talking about, man, yeah, man, what he doing at 47? Oh yeah, man, they super biased, boy. They super biased. The boxing fans now, they so biased. I'm gonna be real with you. It is it's the worst it's ever been. I can't even lie to y'all. Right now, the biasness in boxing is the worst it ever been. The people who enjoying this is not real boxing fans. I'm gonna be real with you. If it was, you'll see somebody do 50 million pay-per-views. It's not 50 million people that's willing to pay for this stuff. Ain't nobody got time to be paying for the Olympics. I'm gonna just keep it real. Nobody got time to be paying for the Olympics no more. We want to see the best fight the best. All these fake fairy tales and ghost stories people telling in boxing, them days over with. People tired of that. It's not growing the sport. It's the worst it's ever been. The matchups is getting made. But guess what? People are not tuning in. We just had a big card happen recently. No pay-per-view numbers getting put out. So the people who cover boxing, the journalists, they're not even reporting boxing. They don't even want to shuffle their feet and use their connections to figure out where the hell are these pay-per-view numbers. It's about to be June, and Ryan Garcia fought on the second day of May, and we ain't got no pay-per-view numbers coming out. And we got millions of dudes running around to report boxing. Where are these pay-per-view numbers at? But they talk about pay-per-view numbers every day. When I tell y'all they don't care about that stuff unless it's certain people. Am I lying? No, I'm not. Shout out to Pancho Villa. What's going on, guy? I'm in Pancho Villa. My bad. Thought I was in Georgia for a minute. And Georgia say Villa. No pay-per-view numbers yet. So these dudes, I'm telling y'all right now, I ain't gotta go on no rant or no hate or nothing. This ain't nothing negative. This is all positive information I'm giving y'all right now. We have people that cover the sport of boxing who has millions of dollars behind them that's supposed to be covering this sport right now. The fans just sat down a whole weekend to watch Ryan Garcia stink it up and disappear like a ghost, and everybody who was talking about him disappeared right behind him. And then Canelo fought next day. Then everybody didn't. I guess they ain't start watching boxing until that Sunday when Inoue fought. Even though it was a classic fight before that fight, I guess everybody ain't watching until Inoue came on around 10 or 11 o'clock. So, but it was pay-per-views that was supposed to come out. I mean, recently. So what's going on with that? I mean, what? So they'll rather put out pay-per-view numbers for Ryan Garcia versus Haney, but they won't put them out for Ryan versus Rolly. What's up, fam? What's up? Yeah, T.O. ain't jumping in there. I think T.O. clout chaser. I don't think T.O. jumping in there. I ain't even gonna lie to you. T.O. been offered every fight in boxing. If I'm T.O., T.O. had a chance to fight Ryan recently. He could have fought who else he could have fought? He could have fought Tank. T.O.'s been offered. He could have fought Devin. Possibly even could have fought Rolling. He's been offered every fight in boxing. At this point right now, the ball's in his court. Anything else from this point with T.O. is just promotion. He did well against Barbosa though. But that's what I expect from T.O. though. Come on now. That's what I expect though. Really should have been a KO, to be honest with you. Because Barbosa supposed to show up. That was the same Barbosa I seen in the when he fought against that guy on the Haney and Garcia card. He said, yeah, man. Anyway, fight's always good though. That ain't nothing new. You know, most of us already knew that. We was watching Anyway at 7 in the morning for a reason. People like, why y'all waking up 7 o'clock in the morning just to watch boxing? Oh man, I guess y'all just want some views. Why y'all waking up 7 in the morning to watch Anyway? These dudes want some views, man. They don't like boxing. Now he doing on a Sunday, the same weekend everybody else fighting. Oh yeah, he say boxing. Get out of here. Stop it. He been doing this. Yeah, he did say that weekend though. I ain't gonna cap. He definitely did though. He did say that weekend. We needed that fight. The co-main event was like, okay, but we needed that main event. I definitely agree on that. That main event. But anyway, he a beast though. We already know this. He's a beast. How good he is, we don't know yet. That's why I say, like with the Josh Taylor thing, we just don't know. We just don't know. Even with Teofimo right now, we just don't know. Just don't know. Yeah, Barbosa tripping, bro. He was supposed to that fight, and T.O. had been out since what, last year? Since last July? So him and T.O. was out almost because Barbosa fought in November. Then he had fought Catterall. Yeah, Barbosa was supposed to make something happen, man. I know he had some tough fights recently, but I ain't gonna lie, man. He was supposed to make that happen. Especially after that Catterall fight. Went overseas and got the decision. Yeah, he supposed to make that happen. I think he still can do something though, but that was inconsistent though, man. Yeah, T.O. just ain't jabbing enough for me. That's just the only thing with me. T.O. ain't jabbing enough. He getting a fight with like even Pitbull right now. Pitbull starting to jab a lot more again, like he was before. He getting a ring with a guy like that right now. It's gonna be difficult. T.O.'s at the point right now where he'll be having back and forth with like Ryo or somebody. But anything past that, it's gonna be difficult. And 147, it's a division that don't have a lot of big names as far as names, but as far as size, like how big a 147 is, there's some threats up there. You're just not gonna be a regular size 140 jumping to 47 and doing some damage. And Tio hasn't had a knockout at 140. That's a huge red flag. Yeah, no knockouts at 147 is crazy. I'm at 140. Yeah, if you comparing Boots to Terrence Crawford, I understand what people are saying as far as it could probably be difficult. But outside of that, anybody else you mentioned with Jerron Ennis, it ain't gonna be no easy fight. Nah, that ain't finna happen. It ain't finna be no domination. It ain't finna be one sided. Probably on his end, but it ain't finna be nobody coming out here. That's just me being honest. As far as the newer guys, like guys 30 and under, Jerron Ennis is a top 5 talent, next generation talent, easy out of anybody. That's not even a question. This dude been beating up champions probably longer than anybody right now. I'm just gonna be honest. That'll be the hardest fight TL can have right now. He don't want to fight Jerron Ennis. It'll be a waste of time Jerron Ennis fighting him. It'll be a waste of time. Especially if Jerron at a certain point at 147. Yeah, unify. So TL could have been made that fight happen. Yeah, Virgil versus Boots gonna happen. I mean, as far as whoever's behind everything, they're gonna milk it. But if they wanted to make that fight happen, man, they could have just gave Brian Norman Jr. $5 million, $10 million, kept it pushing. Cause I don't know if any, and I hate to say this, I don't be count. I gotta report this anyways. You know what I'm saying? I talk about boxing, but what Ryan Garcia fought Haney, and then he fought what Rolly just recently. The man just made $60 million. Ryan Garcia just made $60 million, man. Allegedly, as far as I know, this man made $60 million. I could have took that same $60 million, made Carissa Shields versus Ali. I could have made all these other fights. I could have made Norman versus Boots. Some other fights. Fights that people actually been talking about. Yeah, I think Virgil and Boots gonna fight. Like the only thing, I'm not really tripping over the Virgil and Boots thing. I was kind of like 2018, something like that. I probably was, but um, I'm not really tripping over it because they gonna fight everybody anyway. So as long as they in a big fight, I'm not tripping. I know they gonna fight regardless. So yeah, I'm not really tripping over it because they not in divisions where it's a guarantee they're gonna stay undefeated. You know what I'm saying? I just gonna let the ball roll because like Tank in the same situation. I was telling people, I was like, man, the closer these fights get, it's gonna be a rematch that's gonna happen. Can't walk away from it. And Lamont Roach fight is just one of them. And a lot of people still want to see Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney. I know the media trying to turn it like, yeah, man, Ryan ain't look good, so it is what it is. Nah, that ain't how boxing go. If that's how boxing goes, he need to hang it up. It's a wrap. My prediction is right. He gonna retire before he 30. He gonna hang it up. If that's how he rolling right now, yeah, he gonna hang it up soon. That's like me saying, yeah, Canelo ain't look good against Skull, so you know what? I don't want to see that Bivol rematch no more. I don't even want to see it. Yeah, that don't make any sense. So yeah, they gotta run that back. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of matchups that's coming out of nowhere. But they just gotta put them together, man. It's gonna be a lot of people. It's gonna be a lot of surprises too. The fact that people know that Turkey Al Sheik is at a point where all you gotta do is bring a little excitement, couple of wins. Look at Caviel right now, the heavyweight. He was not in the picture recently. He had a fight with Chisora, ended up beating him. That was it. They wasn't really looking at him like that. I picked him last year to beat I forgot the guy's name. I think his name first name is Arslan or something like that. But tall guy who shakes his head, the heavyweight. But yeah, he's been stopping guys. He stopped Zane, so it's a lot of people not even talking about him right now. So, you know, do they want to see the best fight, or is it going to be, you know, a situation where they're just looking at certain things? Because we've seen the best get beat. It's just a problem with the credit getting handed out. You know, we was talking about the Andrew Ruiz thing recently. We've seen Andrew Ruiz go out there and stop a Joshua. But how much credit you gonna get for that? Is guys getting, and another question I'm gonna have to do soon is fighters actually getting boxers. Are boxers getting credit for actually beating Anthony Joshua? I ain't really seen too many guys get credit for beating Joshua. Like when Usyk did it, yeah, he got respect as a heavyweight, but they didn't put him number one pound for pound, nothing like that. And he did it twice. Yeah, it's crazy, bro. Crazy. Wasting the bag. Yeah, they're just wasting the bag, man. Yeah, he's finished, man. He's done. And that ain't me trying to go at him or anything like that because you know, I'm not part of his team. That's his team's job. You know, every boxer got a team, so he's made a lot of money, bro. Ryan Garcia made a lot of bread. Quick too. Quick. He's made a lot of money. People like, yeah, Terrence Crawford's gonna make 50 million or whatever. Man, Ryan Garcia just made 60 million his last two fights. What are we talking about? People are like, yeah, but he sold 1.2 million. Okay, where are the 1.2 million people at? So they can ask him to fight again. Cause I'm trying to figure out where the interest has went. Is the popularity real or what? Or is he faking it? Because I can tell you, I see somebody every day talking about Wilder. I'm trying to figure out who talking about Garcia right now. Yeah, that face of boxing stuff is it's cap, man. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. A lot of these dudes capping. When they take a loss or whatever, man, we had guys back in the day who took losses. They kept fighting. Ali took a loss. He's like, hey, it is what it is. Got to keep fighting. George Foreman. I'm pretty sure George Foreman was embarrassed when he lost to Ali. And he lost in front of more people than these guys that's fighting right now did. That dude lost in Africa. You know how many people was watching the fight out there? What? Yeah, it's a lot of people watch that fight, man. That fight was watched by 1 billion people, man. George Foreman lost in front of 1 billion people. And people like, man, why did George Foreman retire for 10 years? He lost in front of 1 billion people. Dude lost in front of 1 billion. And these dudes now embarrassed. They don't want to send out no tweets. Man, stop it. These facing what? Yeah, when these guys had were fighting in front of 1 billion people. Like, that's how far away we didn't got from boxing, because nobody knows who's good or who's not, because people putting out all kind of narratives, man. I don't know what it is no more. You can't build up no fighters like that. You can't build up boxing like that. I'm telling you, it's crazy. I can name probably 50 boxers right now people said Josh Taylor was better than. No joke. Pound for pound, man. Well, really more than 50. I can name hundreds. They said pound for pound. Look at how many people is at 154 right now. If I go to 154 right now, just the 154 division, and I just go through some names, there'll probably be some names in there y'all be like, nah. They got Baccarat, Virgil Ortiz, Xander Zayas, Keith Thurman, Majima, Boychuk, Fundora. Come on, man. All those guys' resumes is just tougher. See how hard it is to get on pound for pound? Yeah, they tripping right now. They got to restore order in boxing though. All this going on right now. They just restoring order, just changing some things, making some adjustments, because a lot of stuff that's been going on, they ain't been telling the truth, man. They ain't been telling the truth. Oh, one thing I was talking about today too, as well. Well, y'all will see the video, because I'm finna hop off in a minute. But y'all will see the video later on. But yeah, man, they gotta make some adjustments in boxing though. They gotta make some changes. Too many things going on right now. Crazy. It's crazy right now. Do y'all know that Charles Conwell? Do y'all know Charles Conwell had more criticism when he lost than Josh Taylor's getting right now? Charles Conwell. Everybody act like they didn't know who he was at 54. Then he lose. Everybody, oh, Charles Conwell lost. That was a very good fight he was in. Possibly could have won that fight. Possibly did win that fight. Never know. It was that close of a fight. Yeah, but they wild out on Charles Conwell. I'm like, wow. It's crazy. But he showed up, performed well. It was a good fight. But it's crazy that he would get more criticism than Josh Taylor, who was on pound for pound. It's wild. I'm telling you. Now it's everybody can criticize fighters. That's not a bad thing. I'm saying, like, man. So we got guys on pound for pound that's losing fights to unknown guys. I ain't saying the guy I know the guy as far as the fighter, but to the average person, he's unknown. But he came to fight though. I already knew he was gonna win the fight. So he definitely ain't trash. I knew he was gonna win the fight. And I'm not capping, I knew he was gonna win the fight. Josh Taylor at 147. If anybody knows me, if you watch any of my videos, I always randomly say on my videos, I don't know why people thought Josh Taylor was gonna be able to beat Terrence Crawford. Him at 47 would never happen. It makes zero sense. How would he be dangerous at 147? I just don't understand that. If you look at it now, it just don't make sense. That's why I'm saying, like, the Teofimo thing, as far as me, and this is not me, not like a Teofimo. I have not lied about it. If you go to any of my old videos, you just type in Teofimo and then my name. I haven't lied about him once. I've actually said, uh, talked about some fights that a lot of people probably didn't know that he was possibly gonna have. Him and Ryan was supposed to fight uh 2 months before him and Haney had fought. They were supposed to fight what, Super Bowl weekend or something like that. So yeah, they was already thinking about putting some fights together. But it just wasn't a Boots Ennis fight. He wasn't gonna fight no Boots Ennis. It's the difference between him and Ryan Garcia and Boots. But what Teofimo said recently, when they asked him last, August? Oh yeah, I'll fight Ryan if we do drug testing. So everybody should have knew right then what was going on, but you know, it is what it is. They know now. Anybody who try to play dumb now is just dumb. They know what time it is. But yeah, him being ready for Boots Ennis, yeah, that's just talk. I don't see. I'm not really somebody who has to see him fight Boots like that. I'm gonna keep it real. It's so many guys at 140 that he can fight. I'm still trying to figure out why he ain't fight Matias. Yeah, I didn't understand that. I'm like, why he ain't fight Matias? I don't understand that. Could have easily fought him. Let me tell y'all the names he got at 140 that he could have fought that Teofimo has not fought. You got Sabril Matias, you got Andy Hiroka, you got Richardson Hitchens, you got Liam Paro, you got Adam Azim, you got Dalton Smith, you got Machado, you got Alberto Puello, you got Delgado. He already fought Claggett. You got Gary Antoine Russell. He already fought Jermaine Ortiz. You got Oscar Duarte. I don't know if Duarte probably going to 47. I don't know. Could be at 40. I don't know. You got Santiago, Brandon Lee, Michelle Rivera, Elvis Rodriguez, Regis Prograis. He already fought Sandro Martin. Got Isak Cruz. Now you have Kambosos at 40. That would be something you could run back. Have Kambosos at 140 and you got Hitchens fighting him. That's pretty wild. So, it's a lot of names he could. What's going on, J man? Yeah, it's a lot of names. And he just turned down Matias fight, and I have no idea why. So right now, he the only dude talking. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Everybody else got fights lined up. They know what they doing. But he the only person talking. Canelo ain't talking. Even Benavidez knows what he got lined up next. Or possibly. As far as him and Boots, in my mind, even if Boots don't fight him, still gonna have a fight lined up. So, but at 147, he gonna get destroyed, man. Josh Taylor look bad, bro. Boots ain't going 12 rounds with nobody who went 12 rounds with Josh Taylor. I'm gonna just say it like that. Jerron Ennis ain't going 12 rounds with nobody who went 12 rounds with Josh Taylor. Shout out to J Man and Punch Your VL. What's going on with y'all? Yeah, he looked bad, man. I already knew it too. 147 is a different monster. It's a different monster. You're gonna see some knockouts at 140, but the way that Brian Norman Jr. stopped Santillan, you only gonna see those type of knockouts at 47. That's how guys at 47 get knocked out. The way how Terrence Crawford was uh fighting Earl Spence, that's the way those type of fights go at 47. And I don't see Teofimo walking down nobody like Terrence Crawford the way Spence was. So he gonna have a he expect to what? Do what against Ennis? I can't see it. Even if I wanted to. I can't see it. And I told people, I said, do not believe. I said, do not believe in this Josh Taylor win what Teofimo had. Do not believe in it. I just didn't believe in it. It wasn't a good win for me. I was impressed with the Loma fight, but you gotta understand though, he ain't getting better though. I could technically say right now, Teofimo ain't getting better. No knockouts at 40. Do you got to knock out everybody at 140? Nah, but you don't have to sit on the ropes with what's old boy name? Steve Claggett. That was a horrible performance, man. That was bad. That was a bad performance. That man was sitting on the ropes like the second, third round against a guy who's not a power puncher. And I'm pretty sure I don't want to put that on him. Let me see him check. Steve Claggett has been stopped before. So you had a guy who's been stopped before with 8 losses, had you on the ropes. Had you on the ropes, sitting on the ropes. Early in the fight, second, third round. That's how the fight was going. And you're a power puncher, considered by most people. And this is at 140. The first fight, everybody said, oh, not the first fight, but the first fight earlier, last year, against Jermaine Ortiz. They said, oh, Jermaine Ortiz was running too much. He was moving too much. See, if Teofimo would have been able to just stand in front of him and not have to chase him, he could have knocked him out. But Jermaine Ortiz was just running too much. Yeah, man, he was running. Then the next fight, you get a dude who walk you down and don't even run. Don't move at all. I don't know if y'all know, Steve Claggett didn't move at all. He stood in one spot the whole fight. Matter of fact, he probably is the only fighter I seen who just stand in one spot the whole time. He just hops. He don't even like walk forward. He just hops forward. And was beating the brakes off of Teofimo Lopez. Should have lost that fight, to be honest with y'all. Y'all go back and watch that fight, score it on your own. He lost that fight. Turn the commentary off. He lost that fight. Exactly. He can't. He can't, J-Man. He can't. He can't, bro. He can't be the he gonna have trouble with Puerto Rican fighters and Mexicans. Shoot, he ain't knocking out no Mexicans and Puerto Ricans either. He gonna struggle. Shoot, Sandro Martin from Spain, and he dropped him twice. Yeah, 2 black eyes. Facts. Hey, nobody said that, J-Man. Facts. 2 black eyes. Bad performances. Steve Claggett was putting work on him. That was a good fight by Claggett, man. I'm gonna be real with y'all. And I'm gonna be honest with you. That was my best prediction I did. I told everybody Steve Claggett going 12 rounds. That's the best prediction I ever gave. That dude almost got 10 losses, y'all. Dude almost got 10 losses. Saying he gonna go 12 rounds with Teofimo Lopez? Come on now. Let's be real. This dude, he almost got 10 losses. That is insane. The fact that he even fights somebody, and then Deontay Wilder fighting a guy with 5 losses. People like, man, that dude a bum. Wilder need to step it up. God damn, what you think Wilder is? He been fighting since he was a baby, like Floyd or something. He can't fight a guy with 5 losses. But guys can fight Steve Claggett, who got 8 losses. I'm like, man, come on, man, chill, please. Pump the brakes. Relax. That's why I respect guys like Pitbull. He fights somebody you ain't heard of. You gonna know who he is after you fight him. Might not know who he is before you fight him, but after you fight him, you gonna know who he is. You know, a lot of people didn't know who Ryo was. You know, he's not known, but he was known after he beat Pitbull. Trust me, he'll tell you. After that Pitbull fight, yeah, it got real. That's why I say T.O. got plenty of smoke, man. He can fight guys. He can fight 3 or 4 times a year. T.O. can fight 4 times a year like Munguia did. I know Munguia, he ain't gonna do it no more because he got knocked out last year, but that just goes to show y'all, fighting 4 times a year is very hard, especially when you fighting good, top guys. That's like top 10, top 20. You can fight a top 30 guy. Man, a lot of these guys can't fight no top 50 guy 4 times in a year. You will get knocked out like Munguia. Don't let these people fool y'all. That fighting 2 times a year stuff is saving guys' careers. Fighting 4 times a year will get you knocked out. Just being 100. Don't let these people fool y'all. Tank is not finna go out here and fight no 4 Lamont Roaches 4 times in a year. That's not finna happen. That's why I tell y'all, okay, these dudes ain't fighting 4 times a year though. Everybody like, oh, what that mean? What that mean? I'll show you what it mean. They mean what you seeing right now. Tank finna fight Lamont Roach once early in the year and once late in the year. It ain't finna be no quick. Oh yeah, let me get this out the way real quick. Easy work. Nah. And bro, 130. We finna see some real fights going on right now. We ain't gotta turn on Rocky and watch Rocky and Apollo Creed throw no fake punches. It finna be some real punches getting thrown now. We ain't gotta turn on no old fights. We ain't gotta watch no movies. They just gotta make the fights happen though. That's why I tell y'all the magic is in the fans saying, hey man, make this fight happen real quick. Or we gonna look past you. You gotta be quick to be like, hey man, we moving on. There's too many good fighters now. Yeah, Abdullah Mason moving like a dog, bro. That's why I was like, I like Floyd Schofield, but it's too many guys around his age that's doing way too much. Mexican fighters too. Doing way too much than what he doing. Way too much. Then you got Xander Zayas. Xander Zayas ain't no old guy. He around that age too. They must think Xander Zayas 50 years old or something. Let me double check his age real quick because my mind is all over the place. Xander Zayas is 22 years old. Okay, Xander Zayas, the guy who just got basically, we gotta say, he got ducked by Fundora. So the guy who got ducked by Fundora pulled up on Fundora. I know business is business, but Sebastian, man, on paper, bro, you ducked him. You know what I'm saying? He's the same age as Floyd Schofield. You know what I'm saying? Floyd Schofield and Xander Zayas are the same age. So I respect Floyd Schofield for, chasing the smoke, but until I see the herb get smoked, I ain't believing the hype real quick. But I ain't saying it's hype because I think he, like I said, even after the last fight he had, his first main event, I thought he looked good against a Mexican who was a tough fighter. He wasn't gonna get him up out of there. His dad did a good job telling him instructions, but he didn't listen to the instructions. So if you got a dad like that and you ain't listen to your instructions, and he actually gave you good instructions, and you supposed to be a very good prospect, and the only thing you gotta do is listen to your dad and execute, and you can't do that, I don't know how good you're gonna be in front of certain guys like Shakur or a Tevin Farmer. Tevin Farmer is not no bum, bro. Tevin Farmer is one of the foundations of the zone boxing. Don't let them boys fool you. I think Williams Zepeda just found that out recently. Yeah, I give Canelo. I ain't gonna lie, I give Canelo respect because I give Canelo a lot of criticism about the Benavidez thing. But I think Canelo, him fighting Crawford, I give him credit for it. The only reason why I give him credit is this reason. From his country, that's one of the most requested fights. They definitely want to see him fight Benavidez. That's the most requested fight now. But a lot of people want to see him fight Crawford, and also, how do I say this? Terrence Crawford ain't really got called out by too many guys over the years like that, except like Ennis recently. Not too many people, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, as far as this, Canelo kind of like called him out first, not really, but he said I'll fight him. So it's like, yeah. So I give Canelo credit for that, but and I also give Canelo credit for, he did a lot more than Triple G did. But yeah, Canelo is, on paper, yeah, he a coward. As far as our standards, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, you're right. But I give Canelo a little bit credit though, as far as compared to him and Triple G, because you got to think about it. Triple G didn't even want to go to 168 and 175. He didn't want no smoke. Canelo was like, "Yeah, I'll make it happen." I'm like, "Okay, all right." Got beat up by Floyd, but okay. But that's why people got to understand though, when people say, "Oh, guys is hating on Canelo." Nah, making a guy who got dominated by Floyd the face of boxing is not hating. I don't know what y'all. That's why when people say, "Oh, you're hating," bro, that's the biggest cap I ever heard in my life. They can't name no fighters who got dominated by Floyd. That is a big thing in boxing, to the point where they making 50 million a fight, 30 million. Nah. Last time I checked, Robert Guerrero ain't get beat that bad. Yeah, they tripping. Yeah, he definitely gets credit though. I give him credit because, to be honest with you, they was finna mess the game up because Canelo was finna fight Jake Paul, but he turned down the Jake Paul thing because what was it? Turkey Al-Sheet hit him up as far as the fight, but his team or whatever, they was ready to sign him to the Jake Paul fight. Canelo had to do that so right now, if it wasn't for Canelo, we'll be watching Jake Paul right now. That's the only reason I'm pumping the brakes on him recently. I'm just keeping it 1,000. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm just keeping it in the buck. I'm giving Canelo a pass recently. I'm still gonna put the videos out as far as his performance and everything else, but and him ducking Benavidez. But I'm giving him credit because right now boxing would have let, bro. They not even holding no fighters accountable no more. They was gonna let Canelo fight Jake Paul. They don't even talk about it, which is insane. So yeah, Canelo, if you want to say somebody kind of saved boxing in a way, him doing that definitely did, because you know then you're gonna have everybody waiting on Jerron Ennis to fight Terrence Crawford and Virgil Ortiz and Brian Norman Jr. It would have been a weird situation, bro. So they wasn't gonna ask Canelo to fight anybody else anyway. They haven't asked Canelo to fight anybody. They said Terrence Crawford was too small. He trash. He lost to Madrimov, and he gonna get knocked out. He ain't got no chin. He got dropped in one of his fights. So they had all that stuff coming out. Canelo could have been like, "See, don't nobody want to watch the fight." So Canelo had to go over his fans. His fans didn't want the fight. The media didn't want the fight. The reporters don't want the fight. So the only people that wanted to fight was some of the fans, uh, Crawford team, Canelo's team. I guess Canelo. No, not Canelo's team. Canelo and Turkey Al-Sheikh at that point. So yeah, Canelo definitely gets credit for that. I ain't gonna cap. Wait, I'm not gonna rewrite history like everybody else be trying to do. Oh, we didn't know who Tyson Fury was until Wilder fought him. But you know, Wilder, he don't fight anybody but bums. He hasn't fought anybody. He lost to the best heavyweight at the time in boxing, the lineal heavyweight champion, but he's a bum. Oh, he dropped him 4 times in 3 fights, but he's trash. Triple G couldn't drop Canelo 1 time, but he's an all-time great. So I ain't gonna rewrite history like they be doing. Triple G ain't did nothing against Canelo, but I can break down boxing. Yeah, I hope Crawford win. The only reason I hope Crawford win, man, is because it'll basically destroy every narrative ever in boxing. You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason. And it'll also show that Canelo, um, he helped validate a lot of fighters like Bivol. Bivol wouldn't have got the credit he deserved if Canelo didn't fight him. So Canelo got to get credit for that, but that'll help Canelo. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Canelo go out there and fight Benavidez and Crawford right now. I don't call nobody the GOAT in box and sports because the first GOAT I knew was like LL Cool J growing up, and I'm young too, but I'm just telling y'all that's where the GOAT came from. But Canelo would be the GOAT if he did something like that. I'm just being real. In this era of boxing, if he goes out there and fight a Crawford, then a Benavidez, yeah, he'll be that guy. I ain't even gonna lie. But the fans gotta ask for it though. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like Canelo said, he's like, man, that's a fight. They don't ask for the fight. They don't ask for the fight. They don't ask me to fight Benavidez or Crawford. The fans gotta ask for the fight. First person to ask that man for the fight was Turkey Al-Sheikh. Everybody else like, yeah, it's his choice. You know, he got the list, and Benavidez on there, uh, Charlo on the list. I heard Janovic possibly. If Pacheco looks good, he's on there. Berlanga. I heard that Munguia wants a rematch. Like, come on, man. What about Benavidez? So they always had that list out there. They always told the truth about this stuff, but like that was a huge story last year. I'm telling you. If you go back and look, I'm telling y'all, I'm giving you proof right now. You go back and look. You just write this down when you get off of here. Go back and look when Canelo was on. I think it was a West Coast radio show. It was like Sway in the morning. So it was either Sway or Big Boy, the skinny guy, Big Boy. It was either Big Boy. Weren't no California radio shows. It was either Big Boy in the morning, whatever, and it was either him or it was Sway in the morning. But they was like at a house or something. They was like at a location Canelo was at, and he was like, "Yeah, I don't even ask for my fights. My team does it." He was like, "I don't even ask for my fights. I don't pick my fights. People don't know that, but I don't pick my fights." And you know, Tank had said the same thing recently, so I was like, "What?" I'm like, "Wow." So if you currently look around, like, man, the landscape, they don't be asking him to fight Benavidez. That's why the couple of times they asked him, he like, what? Why are you asking me that? They wait till after a fight, he fights somebody and be like, hey, what about Benavidez? He said fans don't want Benavidez as much as Canelo want. Yeah, it's worse. It's fat. Bruh, every time this dude, they done made up nicknames for him. And I was like, oh yeah, that's just people playing around. I'm going on other pages, people calling him Burger Videz. I'm like, hold on, this is a real nickname they made up for this guy to troll him? I was like, wow, these people are really scared of Benavidez. Bro, they scared of Benavidez, bro. They are scared. They don't say he's I'm telling you, they scared of Benavidez. When it gets to a point where you know how much a fighter weighs, like right now, Canelo fans know how much Benavidez weighs right now. There's somebody in a Pizza Hut right now that's like, yeah, he look like he's 225 or whatever. I just seen him leaving right now. So it's some fans right now that's trying to keep up with how much he weighs when they see him. Talking about some experts too. Y'all notice that? That's the only fighter they know how much he weighs. Anybody else, they don't know. Yeah, J-Man, facts. Y'all cooking in the comments too. That's facts. There's a smear campaign. I seen that last year. I'm like, hold on, man. These dudes, they know how much Benavidez weigh right now? Nah, these dudes tripping. Yeah, Canelo said he a weight bully. Then I seen how big Berlanga was looking earlier this year. I'm like, bro. So y'all gonna ignore this right here? Come on, man. Berlanga looked huge recently. Yeah, they been asking for in Mexico. I'm telling you, dog. Pancho telling y'all right now in Mexico. Mexico didn't even know about well, I ain't gonna say they ain't know, but they wasn't even thinking about Crawford until Canelo had brought it up. They was like, man, Canelo was like, yeah, I'll fight Crawford. This was right before he fought Charlo. He was like, yeah, he was like, Crawford a great fighter. He was like, yeah, I'll fight Crawford. Matter of fact, he said Crawford was a great fighter before he fought Spence. He was like, yeah, Crawford a great fighter. Man, Canelo be knowing, bro. I'll give him credit as far as that. Canelo be knowing. People might not know it. I be going in on Canelo, but I like Canelo. I don't never lie on him though. But bro, he gotta understand. I ain't got time to be watching no Jake Paul fights, bro. Ain't no way. Jake Paul would have never been walking around with Manny Pacquiao and Floyd was boxing. Let me ask y'all a question. If Floyd and Manny Pacquiao was in their prime right now, like it was back in the day, it wouldn't be no Jake Paul walking around. Floyd and Maidana finna fight. I'm not finna watch no Jake Paul fight. Mosley or whatever. It could be Pacquiao versus Marquez. Ain't nobody finna watch Jake Paul. See, Jake Paul wouldn't have had no time to even put no fights together. They would have been like, yeah. Pacquiao finna fight. That's the only reason. I'm like, okay, Canelo fighting 2 times a year. That's something an old man do. You don't do that in your prime. Well, I just want the dates. I mean, if you worried about that, then they ain't got nothing to do with boxing for real. If you want to keep it 1,000. Canelo like, yeah, the dates. These ain't Mexican dates. This is the United States, big dog. From where you from, they don't care about none of that. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, but we want to see you like 3 or 4 times. He wanted to fight 3 times last year. He was gonna fight twice early, and he was gonna fight in Japan the 3rd fight. He was supposed to fight on like an Inoue card or something. They trashed that fight. I'm like, he could have fought with. Let me tell you how trash some of these people are. Canelo could have fought William Skull in Japan. They was gonna have him fight in Japan or something, and they didn't do that fight. He was gonna fight 3 times last year. They announced it and everything. Even Eddie Reynoso had said it. And because they had a newspaper where they said Canelo wanted to fight in Japan. Canelo was like, yeah, I always wanted to fight in Japan. When he was a kid, for some reason, when Canelo was a kid, he wrote in the newspaper he wanted to fight in Japan. And they showed the article. I was like, whoa, he did say that. So you remember when he went to, he had some fighter on the undercard. Yeah, J-Man know what's up, bro. He definitely know what's up. Yeah, Jake running from that Fury smoke, dog. Hey, Fury said that Jake Paul, good chance he gonna lose to Chavez. He said the only thing that's hurting Chavez is the activity and the age. I ain't know Chavez was 39. Hey, I ain't know Chavez was 39, man. That's wild. I ain't know he was 39. Dang, he close to Triple G age. Man, I ain't know Chavez was 39. But yeah, Chavez and that Jake Paul fight, Chavez might get him. But he don't want to run back with Fury though. That's how I know Jake Paul got limitations, man. He got limitations. He trying to cash out right now with big names. He need a big name right now. That's kind of his thing. It's not a bad idea because people tune in, you know. You get a certain name, people gonna tune in. But he also noticed that the lack of fans demands being met. Like it's a high supply, but low demand is they're not really giving us the fights we want to see. Like still right now. Yeah, the Ryan and Rolly fight, that's something that people always wanted to see, but the Haney and Garcia fight could have happened. You know, that's one thing. I'm gonna tell you how I know they know that fight could have happened on May 2nd. You notice that the media always blames Haney for everything, right? Why they don't blame him for the fight not happening on May 2nd? Because they know. They know. They even blame this man talking about some, hey, he's trying to get the highlights taken off the Zone's YouTube page. They know what time it is. Yeah, Jake Paul fans are kids. Yeah, you're right. But people still tuned in for that Mike Tyson fight though. But you're right though. If it wasn't for Mike Tyson, that's why Jake Paul needs a big name. If it wasn't for Mike Tyson, people weren't gonna tune in. Jake Paul fought like 2 other times last year. People didn't care about that fight. It was like, so what? Yeah, people not real boxing fans not really tuning in. They'll watch about any boxing match. You know, we'll watch a street fight if it's good. But you know, people not really tuning in to watch every Jake Paul fight. Like most people don't even know he got whooped by Tommy Fury because they're not really tuning in like that. But he has a good idea behind it. He's a very smart guy when it comes to marketing and getting noticed. Like even right now, on some of his cards, he's getting these female fighters together, but he putting together real fights though. I know he's getting credit as far as helping the female fighters, but I'm gonna be real with you. The matchups he's getting and the fighters he's picking, like as far as the females, yeah, he putting together some real fights. Can't even lie. You gotta look at it this way. The female fights that was on the Mike Tyson card was better than the fights we seen that was on the Canelo and Ryan Garcia card. I told people a couple of months ago, I said, hey, the female fights is gonna be better than the male fights. Like I hope everybody know that. And I guess they thought I was probably trying to cater to the women's side or whatever, but I don't know if anybody knows it, but that was facts. Girls been letting their hands go. Matter of fact, this girl was bleeding like a hog Friday. I was watching the fight with Terry Harper. Yeah, they fighting for real. Girl had like what, 14 fights, 13 fights, 42 years old. Fought like it too. Walking through everything. It said Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury, UK Gypsies and English Caucasian fans watch this fight. It was a joke and embarrassment. Yeah, the KSI fight was a little better than that. I seen that. Yeah, I was checking out some of the fights when like the Zone first started. I had first got the app. You know, they ain't had no real fights on there like that because they ain't have nothing recorded. But yeah, I checked out a couple of their fights early. You know, it is what it is. You know, I know their purpose. Everybody had their purpose. Like even WWE got their purpose, but when you got real boxers, like yeah, I gotta get in the ring with Jake Paul. It's like, man, come on, man. Please find these guys some matchups to make them a big name, man. That'd be the thing that be hurting me when I see certain boxers got to reach out to like Jake Paul to get a big time fight. It's like it would be cool, but come on, man. Like for a real boxing fan, it's like, man, You don't want to see certain stuff like that. That's the only thing that bothers me. Like you got Bitterbeard right now. They were talking about him possibly fighting Jake Paul. It's probably just marketing and promotion, but some people can be like, "Who is that?" You know, people don't know, but because Jake Paul does it, he clout chase with boxers. So to be honest with you, Bitterbeard just doing what he does. Like, hey, he using everybody else's name. Let me use his name real quick. Try to get a bag off of it. Oh yeah, yeah. You already know Tank be doing that all the time. Tank do that all the time. He'll get you out there like that too. I done seen a couple of prospects Tank then been like, man, that dude trash. They'll be like, who is this? They'll go see who he is. Sometimes that actually work. A lot of guys be getting followers off that. Some of these guys try to get trolls sometimes. He said I can't watch women's boxers, women athlete, women UFC. What? You said women UFC? You can't watch women UFC? I can understand the other two. You said no women UFC? Man, I don't know, dog. UFC been kind of on point lately. I ain't gonna lie. I would have understood that about 5 years ago, but right now, girls getting knocked out with kicks to the head. I don't know, bro. It's a little different right now. They getting to it. These ain't the girls from the '90s. Oh, you only want men's sport. Oh yeah. Yeah, I understand that. A lot of people do that. Yeah, everybody can't tune into women's sports. Yeah, women UFC though, you gotta check it out. You probably ain't seen it Abdul probably in a couple of years, but bro, they getting to it, bro. I'm gonna be real with you. They getting to it. A lot of these women boxers, they were into it. I think Carissa Shields just hung it up from doing it. Uh, Carissa Shields doing it at a tough time right now too. She doing it at the toughest time right now. But I think she hung it up too as far as it's getting tough right now. These girls is ridiculous, man. They doing everything these dudes doing. Yeah, women UFC is J-Man though. They been getting to it lately. Like the last year or two. Yeah, Ronda Rousey would never come back right now. He said, "Do women's fans watch women's sports?" Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Matter of fact, over here in America is a reason why you see a lot of women's sports like that because, well, not just in America, you got in the UK too, but over here in America is a big reason. I think wasn't the wasn't it the women boxers from America that was the first? I think it was two American women that was the first women boxers on TV. Or I think they was UK. My bad. Hold on. Let's see. I know it was Barbara Buttrick. I forgot her name. You know, I've been studying, bro. I don't know everything. I want to lie back then. Yeah, she's British. My bad. Yeah, I give credit where it's due. She's British. That's what I thought she was. Yeah, but they have British fighters that was over there. Those women's fighters, those first ones. So they've been getting it done like that for a minute. And that was in the year of what year that was back then when that fight happened. This was 1954. So almost 100 years ago. You gotta think about it, bro. For girls to be fighting back then and dudes to want to pay for it, it was some good fights happening. I'm telling you. Even at school, some of the best fights I seen was between two girls. Just being real. Every dude will tell you that right now. He's I heard Tank is going after Mayweather after Jake. Yeah, Tank will do something like that. I'm telling you, anything extreme like that, people don't understand it, but anything that's like that is possible right now in the sport of boxing. They thought the Canelo and Jake Paul thing was ridiculous, but it can get crazier than that. Yeah, facts, J man. Facts. That's why I said since for it to be around since 1954. Oh yeah, you know what time it is. That's a long time. For it to be around that long, we definitely support it. But yeah, they get into it though. They evolving. They definitely evolving. I'm gonna be real with you. They are definitely evolving. They are evolving. It's not like it was 20 years ago. They are evolving. They closing the gap every day. Yeah, because J Man said, yeah, they get down. I've been seeing that recently. But yeah, I understand what he's saying though. Like, in the he probably looking at it the way I used to look at it in the 90s. Like, brother, I can't watch the WNBA too much. I could watch it back then, but not too much, you know. But now, you know, everybody shooting threes and layups. So it's kind of like, hey, they shooting threes and layups in the NBA. They doing threes and layups in WNBA. Cool. But yeah, sports, they definitely gotta, as far as the males though, and I understand what Abdul's saying, but as far as the males, bro, my point is they gotta start making some exciting fights again. We cannot have these guys fighting in the middle of Times Square in America, and then everybody talking about, man, these boring fights, man. The only person that was good was Inoue. That's crazy. And that actually helped Jake Paul because we had people look at the all the boxers from America. Well, not all of them, but you know the guys that they picked, and you know they had other guys like Inoue come in the weekend, but then you had Jake Paul had a fight card with a whole bunch of women on there, and that one was more exciting than the one that had all the guys on there. So by evidence, if I was to go off those two cards right there, the women outperformed the men. So these dudes definitely got to start showing up because now you have women having more exciting fights than you are, to the point where they want to see a third fight against Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor. Amanda Serrano lost the first two fights. Unheard of. So yeah, at that point right now, the fact that they even making that fight, that shows that boxing is admitting that they don't know any other fights that's more exciting than that. And it's still a main event. And they getting paid more than your average male boxer by a lot of money. I'm talking about a lot of money. I don't want to call out no boxers, but it's guys that fighting Tank that ain't making what Amanda Serrano and these other people making. They making some money. 7 million, 6 million in 30 minutes. You can't go nowhere in the world and make 6 million in 30 minutes, 7 million. That ain't a career, that's a lottery. Yeah, man. It's like a lottery, man. They overlooking that stuff. You can't do that. Yeah, they don't understand that though. That's why I was like, yeah, they getting paid like it already. And people are starting to tune in a lot more. And Jake Paul looks at it as a good investment. So it's something he sees amongst the male boxers where he's like, let me pump the brakes on it. Because some people are saying, oh, he's doing it because, you know, for other reasons. Because it's girls, or he's trying to do this, or he's trying to do that. But as far as the proof shows, it's just more exciting fights right now. And it's sad that a young guy, you can basically call him a kid compared to these old promoters. A kid is putting together better fight cards Then guys who've been in boxing, some of these guys, I done been in boxing 50, 60, 70 years. And your fight card trash. What that mean? We gotta start keeping it real about these promoters, man. They putting together some trash cards. Some of these cards is trash. Yeah, we just gotta keep it real. They try to say, "Oh, well, Turkey's card was trash." Man, those ain't Turkey fighters. Turkey ain't in charge of those. Some of these cards is trash though. They be holding back a lot, man. You see how they tiptoeing with Zepeda and Shakur? They should have had Zepeda in the ring already. They done ran it back with him and Tevin Farmer. We should be on to the Tank and Shakur fight already. Yeah, you right. You right. You gotta let them hands go in them 2 minutes. Yeah, I ain't never thought about that, Jay, man. You right. Milk that clock. I don't know why. I always forget it's 2 minute round, man. Sometimes I remember, but most of the time I can watch a fight card every week of women's boxing and still forget it's 2 minutes. And they messed my head up too recently because they said, "Oh, it's gonna be 3 minutes now." They kept saying, "Oh, every fight's gonna be 3 minutes." So now in my mind, it's like, okay, it's gonna be 3 minutes. And every time I'm like, no, it's not even 3 minutes yet. It's still 2 minutes. But yeah, they let them hands go in them 2 minutes. That definitely helps out. Maybe that would help out in male boxing. It sounds stupid, but it's better than that other stuff people talking about. They talking about guys running and everything else. Man, look, as far as the running thing, I ain't been seeing guys get credit for walking people down recently. I think that's a thing more than anything else. Yeah, guys ain't been getting credit for walking guys down. I didn't see nobody say because Gary Antoine Russell was walking down Puello, but he didn't get any credit for his aggression. I think the only reason that fight even went that way is because he tried to get a knockout. At that point, he had what 100% knockout rate. He was probably just trying to keep that percentage up at 100, and got took a lopsided loss at the end. Just trying to go for a knockout. But yeah, guys don't get credit for walking guys down. That's why when people say, "Oh, they don't like guys running in boxing," I don't believe that. I don't believe it. Because if you did, you would give the guys who don't run. They would be the guys. The whole top 10 pound for pound would be guys who don't run, just guys who walk people down, aggressive, try to go for the knockout. Those guys be getting laughed at these days. Shoot, I seen Boychuk go out there and walk forward against Virgil Ortiz, drop him a couple times. People like, yeah, he lost. He go out there aggressive against Michael Fox. People talking about, yeah, Michael Fox running. Then he got dropped. People talking about, oh, he didn't get dropped. He just, bro, come on, man. So whether you moving around or whatever, you can do the same thing twice in the fight and win and lose. Yeah, he gets straight to it. I ain't never seen nobody get away from him. Caleb Plant. In the Caleb Plant fight, it was more like the holding. The referee was doing a lot, and Caleb Plant was holding on. Hey, he did a good job though. Clinching is part of people don't say nothing about it, but they'll say, "Oh, Haney was holding on, bro." And this is no disrespect to Caleb Plant because he's fighting this week coming up. Shout out to Caleb Plant. I think he's gonna have a good fight this weekend too. It's gonna be exciting. Every time Caleb Plant fight, it's a huge event. Before he fought Canelo, yeah, I was already watching him. Something about his fights. He wasn't knocking a lot of people out, but he gets to it for some reason. People say he fight like he black or whatever. But yeah, he gets straight to it. But even Caleb Plant, like, he was holding on way more than what Haney was holding. The way that people said Haney was holding on against Garcia, that's Caleb Plant was holding on more against Benavidez. Matter of fact, the last 4 or 5 rounds of that fight is not good because it was so much holding going on. You can't even watch it. It's unwatchable. Very unwatchable. You don't see a lot of highlights of that fight at the end because it was so much holding going on. But people don't sit up here and talk about, man, Caleb Plant, he only survived because he was holding. That referee saved him. Look at all that holding he was doing. And that man was holding more than I've seen anybody do it. But that's part of boxing, though. So that's another example of these biased fans. These biased fans watching a guy hold on for dear life against Benavidez. Look how Caleb Plant was bleeding at the end of that fight. Bleeding the same way Spence was. Holding on for dear life. Ain't the referee ain't they ain't even throwing the towel for that fight. Ain't nobody say, hey man, he might not be the same, man. We gotta see how he is after this fight. If he lost something. Y'all to see how he was looking at the end of that fight? I should have pulled the clip up. I would do it, but PBC be tripping. Every time you try to show a little clip, I showed a highlight that somebody else posted, and they flagged somebody else's video. I'm like, bro, dang. I don't be caring about getting flagged though. I don't be tripping. Sometimes the example is better than whatever else happens. Cause they be trying to play dumb. They be trying to talk about it. Oh, that's my opinion, man. Forget all that. Let's pull the tape up. Pull up the tape. Even in football, when the coach want to see what's done wrong, he pull out the film. Oh, let's go over this real quick. Let's see what happened. I see Dave Benavidez training with Rigo, practicing that. You can't get away. Yeah, I seen that with Rigo, Roy Jones. You said the same thing I seen. Yeah, Benavidez is a beast. That was after fighting Andre. Working on cutting the ring off. Like, dude, a problem, man. He is a problem. He is a problem. That's why recently, with that Teofimo fight and Barbosa, I'm like, bro, Barbosa just went out there and fought like Josh Taylor or something. He didn't fight like Claggett. He didn't fight like Jermaine Ortiz. But when you see Benavidez working on stuff, you're like, oh, he's trying to be the best. That's what separates, certain fighters. Not to say that Barbosa ain't a great fighter. He is, But I'm just saying. One in a million, too. Probably billions. But hey, it is what it is, man. At a certain point, you got to show up. Yeah, but Benavidez be practicing. And Dave Morrell, he's a good fighter still, but like I told people, man, they should have waited like 2 years on that fight. But if they want to have a trilogy and run those fights back later on, that'll be good too. That'll definitely be good too. It was good for boxing. Did it change anything? From what I seen, I don't know if Benavidez got too much respect off that fight too. That's the only reason I ain't want Benavidez to fight Morrell, because I'm like, what kind of respect he gonna get for that fight? What him fighting Morrell gonna do? It's gonna be good for boxing as a fans, but it ain't gonna change nobody's opinion at the point right now. Yeah, his resume is good, and it's getting better every fight. He should be fighting Dimitri Bivol right now. If they wanted to do something, they could have just let him and Bitterbill fight after that Bivol fight. But I don't know. I don't want to put no conspiracies out there, but I just don't think they want Benavidez to be undisputed right now. To be honest with you, it's too much keep away going on around here. There's too much keep away going on. They do not want to put him in that position right now. They trying to have Canelo get to 75 probably without having to go through him. But it's over with. Canelo ain't really trying to mess with 75, I don't think. I think Canelo looking at 175 like, man, I'm not messing with 75. I'm moving on. That's why I said Canelo fighting Crawford. That's about the only thing you can get right now. The Benavidez thing, I think the media done destroyed that. I'm like, it's still out there. You know, Canelo could possibly do it. It's up to him. It's gonna take a lot of money. I heard Turkey Al-Sheikh said he's not gonna give up on that Canelo versus Benavidez situation. He said when the time comes, he is gonna ask him about it. EA Lop said Earl Spence is Hypejob. This video is talking about Josh Taylor, and you coming in talking about Earl Spence. Are you mad that Josh Taylor got exposed yesterday? You're not happy that us boxing fans included you into the because you're a fan of Josh Taylor. You're not happy that we put Josh Taylor on pound for pound after getting beat up before he got beat up by the African guy like that yesterday? So you're not gonna give the fans credit for putting Josh Taylor on pound for pound when he don't deserve to be on there. Now Earl Spence is getting criticized. What's Spence got to do with this? Josh Taylor never went 5 rounds with a guy like Terrence Crawford, like Spence did. He couldn't go 5 rounds with a guy like that. Josh Taylor could have fought Earl Spence a long time ago. You do know that, right? Mikey Garcia jumped up there. Yeah. I think they took Mikey off pound for pound to put Josh Taylor on there, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, look that up, EA. I think they took Mikey Garcia off pound for pound to put Josh Taylor on there. Same Mikey Garcia that went the distance with Earl Spence. Yeah. And Mikey Garcia probably fought better against Sandro Martin than Teofimo did. But we're going to talk about Earl Spence. He a hype job. Man, please. These guys don't even want to keep it real about Josh Taylor, man. That's crazy. Bro, Josh Taylor retiring right now, it actually saved his career. The difference between Earl Spence and guys like Josh Taylor and all these other guys, he's not saying, man, I'm thinking about retiring. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to hang it up real quick. He said, it is a question? He said, it is a question? My title says Josh Taylor is a hype job on here. You just came on here for the first time. And you say Earl Spence is hype job? How is this a question? Do it look like we talking about Earl Spence right now? I haven't mentioned Earl Spence at all on this live. I mentioned Triple G. We can talk about guys like that or Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor is the name that's next to hype job on the title. We can talk about that. You don't want to talk about that though, huh? I'm gonna tell. This is an example to all you fans out here right now. I ain't talking about the people in the chat. I'm just talking about whoever runs across. All the fans out there that want to sit up here talking about Earl Spence or whatever. You see how they put respect on Josh Taylor's name, but they'll want to throw Earl Spence under the bus? I just want y'all to peep that real quick. This is what happens when you try to be nice in boxing and try to give everybody their flowers and everything else. The thing about flowers, flowers die. So at the end of the day, all that being nice stuff, it is what it is. You said if I don't want to answer, don't answer. Bro, this live is about Josh Taylor. And you came in here talking about Earl Spence. I'm not finna answer no question about that. Matter of fact, if you want to ask a question, pay me. You got to send a super chat. I'll answer your question then. I've never seen you before a day in my life. I'm on a live talking about Josh Taylor. You're gonna have to pay me to answer that question. And I never say that, but I'm bossing up right now. You got to pay me to say that. How about that? This is why I tell y'all, man, certain guys I just don't put on pound for pounds. Teofimo beating Josh Taylor doesn't really matter to me. Doesn't matter. Can Josh Taylor jump in the ring with Boots and do anything right now after what we seen yesterday? And that was his first fight at 147. Another question too. Look at 140 don't look the same as it does at 147, does it? Ryan Garcia hasn't looked good jumping from 140 to 147. This is a whole nother live I can do. But I'm gonna just give y'all this right now. Ryan Garcia doesn't look good jumping from 140 to 147. Neither does Josh Taylor. So this is gonna go bad for a lot of fighters. So that's why you see a lot of people saying, "Oh yeah, Haney should fight Boots or whatever." Then Haney puts out the list with Boots' name on there. Everybody get quiet. Now I'm hearing people come to my chat to my Haney's Dunn and Wilder. What about these guys y'all want to see fight, man? What about Ryan and all these guys? What's up, man? It's y'all time to shine. Turkey out the sheet said y'all can get any fight y'all want. Now everybody quiet. These dudes shooting with their eyes closed, man. They playing Call of Duty with their eyes closed. Turkey out the sheet said you can get any fight you want in boxing right now. Just let me know. Tell me. What fight y'all want to see? The best they can come up with is Boots and Teofimo. Yeah, that's the one I've been waiting on. Nah, no, it ain't. Gosh. This dude ain't even been 140. Teofimo ain't did no work at 140. They talking about they want to go see him dominate 147. No, you want to see his career get ended. Because I'm going to tell you right now, he do nothing against Boots. I'm not finna be looking at him like that no more. Because if Boots get beat by Teofimo, nobody's going to give him any kind of credit. Like, yeah, at least he jumped in the ring with T.O. Nah. If T.O. lose the Boots, his career is over for me. That's not me being extra or nothing. I'm being real. If Boots lose to Teofimo, ain't nobody finna sit up here and be like, oh, well, he's still an all-time great. So, yeah, Teofimo lose, career over with. So, be careful when you say you want this fight, big dog, because I ain't going to be talking about you like that no more. To be honest with you, it ain't no reason to talk about it like that anyways. A guy who got walked down by a guy with 8 losses ain't really on my radar. Not in boxing. There's too much talent in boxing. But, yeah. Got guys in here talking about some Earl Smith's a hype job. It ain't no talk. It say Josh. I'm telling you, these guys, they do this stuff. That's why I told y'all. Josh Taylor attached his name to American fighters like Regis Prograis and Jose Ramirez and got himself on pound for pound by woofing and talking about he'll do something to Terrence Crawford that he couldn't do at 140, struggling against Jack Catterall. And you got guys coming in here that's obviously a Josh Taylor fan talking about yeah, Earl Smith. Is Earl Smith a hype job? Yeah, dudes always want to use Earl Smith lost one fight. If anybody's a hype job, it's Triple G. Triple G was at one weight class just like Earl Spence, and his resume don't look like Earl Spence's. The best person that Triple G fought was Danny Jacobs after he had cancer, and Canelo after he came up from a couple of weight classes and fought a 147 Amir Khan. Whoop-de-doo. He did everything Canelo didn't do. Canelo saved Triple G. People wouldn't even know who Triple G was if it wasn't for Canelo. And Canelo is off of the Mayweather family tree. Shoot. At this point, shoot, you might as well call Canelo Mayweather's senior son. Shoot, Mayweather Senior. If it wasn't for him, it wouldn't be a Canelo. He should be getting the $50 million right now. Yeah, so that's one of Mayweather Senior kids too. So Floyd Mayweather Senior, he got Floyd and he got Canelo as his kids in boxing right now, and they doing a very good job. I heard Floyd Senior's son Canelo will be fighting against Crawford very soon. So yeah, he's done a lot for the sport of boxing. I guess that's why his hair is red like that. Yeah, man. Mayweather Senior, he got Devin Haney, he did train. He got Canelo, he done put in the sport of boxing and helped raised up. He helped Oscar. He trained Oscar. He trained Ricky Haddon. So that's the last two redheads. I think Ricky Haddon probably a stepchild, but I think Canelo probably a real son of Mayweather Senior's. That was probably in his amateur days or early pros. He probably had some Mexican fights, early 90s. Because I ain't seen Canelo dad around like that. So, hey, anything is possible. He did work with Oscar first, so, that's a connection. People would be like, oh, you crazy. Man, these people say Jimmy Butler was Michael Jordan's son. I done heard crazier things. Floyd Senior to help. He done been around Oscar and all these guys. Then his son gave Canelo a chance at 23. Hey, I know I'm just talking. I'm just talking, bro. You see how I came up with that conspiracy like that though? These dudes talking about hype jobs. They just talking now. But yeah, man. And I'm being real though. Guys ain't getting credit like that. Like, what are these guys doing in boxing? Like the heavyweight division right now. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, the heavyweight division has nothing going on right now. They have Dubois finna fight Usyk again. Turkey Al-Sheikh said, "Hey, give me any kind of fight you want me to give you in the heavyweight division right now. Let me know. I want a rematch." These fans ain't even creative, bro. Turkey Al-Sheikh said, "Give me any fight you want in boxing. Anything you want. Another rematch. Yeah, we want another rematch. We ain't gonna never be able to see the new fights. I don't know if people know it or not, but as far as champions, we done had at least like 10 rematches in the last 2 years. This is unheard of. I don't know if everybody knows that. If you look at Roy Jones and these guys' resumes, they ain't rematched too many guys like that. It's only been a couple times. They'll be like, okay, I'll fight Tarver again, or this guy, or somebody will fight Hopkins again, or this guy, or De La Hoya twice, or whatever, or try to do something like that. But these guys are just, yeah, we're going to run it back just because. Yeah, if you're a young guy, that makes sense. But then we got the young guys not running it back. This don't make sense. So Bitterbill and Bibble, they got to run it back. So Usyk at 40 years old, I don't know if he is 40. Let's just say he is 40. Usyk at 40, Bitterbill at 40. They got a rematch. I'm talking about the last guys that should be doing a rematch right now. They got a rematch. Boston just can't move on without it. But Ryan Garcia, no, it's time to move on. No. He sold 1.2 million, but no. All of us, we understand. All 1.2 million of us understand why Ryan Garcia should not be rematching Devin Haney right now. All 1.2 million of us know. I promise you. All at the same time. We all know why. Oh, why he didn't rematch Haney on May 2nd? Oh, we all know why. All 1.2 million of us know why this man did not rematch Devin Haney May 2nd. We all know why. Don't even trip. Man, they getting out of hand right now. They getting out of hand. And I'm not being funny about this. You actually can get on here and talk positive about boxing like 24/7. But man, they didn't just like think of all the fighters they put Josh Taylor over. And then look at the performance Josh Taylor had yesterday. And then look at the things they say about the guys who do more than what Josh Taylor has done. And then look at what Josh Taylor has done and what they say about him. They treat him like he's a better fighter than most guys. It's like, man, people say, why do guys in America not want to box? Why do they quit? Because they get criticized like that. And don't nobody want to get criticized in no sport like that. You want to be celebrated in a sport. Don't nobody want to be a villain in every sport. Everybody don't want to be like that. They try to do that with certain people, but everybody ain't like that. They don't make Canelo a villain. He could be one. I mean, he has lost before, so because usually they'll just say, "Oh, that guy's lost before." Well, he's lost before. He could be a villain too, for many reasons. But yeah, I think the more these guys fight, though, it's just gonna open a lot of eyes. It's not gonna be too much talking, which is a good thing. Because boxing, bro, they just gotta realize. I know as far as the fans, they feel like, oh, we gotta build up fights. You ain't gotta build up every fight, bro. I'm gonna be real with you. Promoters want you to build up every fight so they can get them time to kind of waste time and waste careers and give you fights you're never gonna get. And you can pay about you basically paying to invest in the future, but you ain't got no fights that you asked for. People still asking about Fury and Joshua. People was brought up the Fury thing. I wanted to talk about that before I got off. So Tyson Fury comes out. I don't know why, because I ain't seen no videos except mine saying that he was gonna come back. And he said, yeah, a lot of people talking about the Gypsy King coming back, and that's not gonna happen. I'm enjoying vacation and everything else. I didn't see anybody saying he was coming back. All I heard was I put out a video a couple days ago saying that Mauricio Suleiman said that Fury said he was coming back and possibly. I don't even know if he said possibly. As far as I know, he was like, yeah, he coming back. And fighters do this all the time. That's exactly what Mauricio Suleiman said. Yeah, fighters take time off and retire all the time. I just talked to Tyson Fury, blah, 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 blah. Then you got people saying the Joshua and fight gonna happen, but Tyson Fury did it to himself. Why are you going on Instagram the day after Conor Ben? I think it was like the day or a couple of days after Conor Ben and Eubanks fought. I was like, bro, as soon as that fight ended, I said Tyson Fury is gonna say something after this fight. I said because this fight was so big and the attention is not on him. Because you gotta think about it. Everybody's not talking about him. They're talking about Eubanks and Conor Ben. They're not thinking about Tyson Fury. So for the first time in, let's just say 15 years, he probably feels like he's not the most talked about thing. And that hurts him. He doesn't like that. The guy loves the attention, man. When he's doing all that stuff in the press conferences and everything else, that's not him trying to put on an act or act like Ali or anything else. That's how he acts. And matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you how I know it's fake. That he's not just faking it, because you seen what happened after he lost to Usyk. He hasn't been acting like that since he lost. He been acting normal. So that's how you know he wanted the attention. As soon as the attention was on him to build that second fight up and do the little dancing and moving around like he was doing and all the stuff and, screaming at Usyk and in his face, he ain't do none of that. He was just sitting there. Everybody like, oh, he's acting weird. No, he act like he lost. He act like he lost. That's what he act like. And he ain't been the same since. The attention is what he's missing. That's one thing that stood out to me. So, yeah, as far as that, the fact that he misses that, yeah, it's a high chance that he will come back. Because I don't even think it's the money. I think it's more the attention, to be honest. Because boxing moving on right now, as far as with heavyweights and everything else. He's not fighting none of the top names anyways, and they don't expect him to. So if he's not going to fight Usyk, I'm hearing people say not Usyk, Fury. I'm hearing people say he should fight Usyk again. Come on, man. That is insane, bro. They say that man should fight Usyk again for the third time. That is crazy. That's the worst suggestion you can give right now. Why would he fight Usyk again? He's not even. He just retired after fighting Usyk. Why would you have him fight a guy again that made him retire? If he says, "Yeah, I'm gonna come out of retirement right now," why would he fight the guy that made him retire again? That doesn't make sense. You trying to make sure he never comes back. Now, if he does come back, he needs to stay away from Usyk. That's over with. But the only thing I'm mad about is they're not giving other people chances to even fight Usyk. Usyk has only fought like what, 2 Americans or something? Man, give somebody else a chance, man. Yeah, me too. I'm waiting on that Dubois and Usyk rematch. Uh, they need to mix it up a little bit more. I like the FA and Bacoli fight though. I like that fight. I thought that fight was good. Most of the heavyweight fights been good. Yeah, most of the heavyweight fights been good, but they making these rematches. It's like, man, come on. I definitely want to see Usyk and Dubois. I'll watch it. Now let's not get it twisted. I'm definitely gonna watch the fight. But a guy like Usyk, him in a rematch, he's looked better in rematches. Him in a rematch is very dangerous. Haven't seen Dubois in a rematch as far as I know off the top of my head. Yeah, but usually Usyk and Dubois is always in a good fight. It's a couple of guys that's always in a good fight. Usually, like if you think about it, Usyk, Dubois, usually always in a good fight. I think it's more so the punch output, them not being big, just strictly knockout punchers. I mean, they can knock out guys, but they can punch with a lot of boxers and stuff. So, they punch a lot. Some of these heavyweights that just throw a couple of punches takes away from the entertainment sometimes. Waiting on the big punch, but when it happens, it happens. When it doesn't, a lot of people complain, so that kind of cuts away from things. But yeah, I'm waiting for this Wilder fight and Dubois. Yeah, I'm waiting for those fights. But June and July is gonna be good, man. I think June and July is gonna be some of the best boxing we're gonna ever see. I really do. June and July is getting stacked right now. May is gonna be slow, but I kind of consider this Caleb Plant, Charlo card June. I consider that June a little bit, but I consider that June, but you said Angela, yeah. But they had some good fights on this weekend, man. I really didn't get to go through them. I had to like reset a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Had some other stuff going on. But yeah, I had caught the fights though, as far as a couple of them on Friday. I didn't watch Josh Taylor fight, but I already knew what time it was, bro. I'm telling y'all. I already knew what time it was. Fight went exactly how I predicted it. In my mind. I ain't make a video. It went exactly the way I thought. 47 is no joke. That's why when people say, hey man, Brian Norman, he don't look that good at 47. Bro, Josh Taylor looked horrible at 47. 47 is not an easy weight class. That is the weight class. I can say 47. I know Matias had hurt a guy at 140, but you got to think about it though. Sabril Matias don't even want to go to 147. Think about this now. This is why Josh Taylor gets respect from me. I'm just saying, as far as on paper, he's a hype job. But I like Josh Taylor though. I don't fake it out here. I call it down the middle. Balls or strikes, whatever it is. But Matias is a guy who didn't even go to 140. It's just a dangerous weight class. So yeah, once we get to everything going, man, we're gonna be back to normal. But boxing it's in a good spot, but just gotta make a couple of changes. But yeah, I've been on here for a while, man. I appreciate everybody who came through and checked out the live, man. I appreciate it. I'll be back on again soon. I'm gonna do another live soon uh today. I'm supposed to do one probably right now, but I'm gonna do it later on. But I appreciate everybody for coming through, man.